Hello and welcome back, fellow bad strategists. We are here again in Shadow Empire. I'm going to show you an assault gun rush. We're going to try to put it on a difficult start. We're going to try to make it nice and scary. We're going to choose a Seth planet because Seth planets have no water on them, which means that they're more difficult to start off with because your private industry will choose to build an ice mine. They'll value an ice mine more highly than private industries, and you want private industries because they give you lots of industrial points. 20 points for the first level, plus whatever the modifier is from your governor, and that helps you get going early on. We're going to turn off Nemesis because the last time I tried to record an assault gun rush for you, I declared war on a Nemesis AI right next to me, and guess what? If another team starts 10, 20 turns ahead, then the 10-turn assault gun rush that you're attempting can be performed faster by them, as it turns out. And so they tank rushed us, and their tanks only had 25 millimeters of armor, and they still destroyed us. Our tanks are gonna go for, we're gonna go for 150 millimeters of armor. You can do less, but less is unreliable. They were able to pull it off because they had, this looks good, because they had a lot of infantry support, but they still lost the tank even though we only had machine guns, and we had an attack score that was effectively 2 against their tanks, and they still lost 1. So we're going for 150 millimeter plating. Be careful if you go up against an advanced AI. They can tank rush you sooner and more effectively than you can tank rush them. 38 zones sounds nice and crowded. More population means more ruins, and ruins tend to make the game easier, in my opinion, for a number of reasons. Though it's harder to actually defeat someone who's defending ruins. It makes it easier for you to defend, and it gives you a lot of bonus resources. We'll go with the samurai symbol. We'll be red because I like red, and we will be black because black icons, I'm going to show you what they look like. I didn't show you last time. They're the cleanest and easiest to read. White icons are a little bit bright, actually, for me, now that I realize it. Gray icons are a good choice. Black is the highest readability. We're going for government for extra bureaucracy and for extra industry so we can do more tanks. We're going for... well, we won't get to the point of having public industry, though, probably. We're going for fist for fighting. We're going for meritocracy, because it's always good. Europatha. We are Europatha. Word score going up. This is probably the best era for anyone. Word score just climbs the entire era, and then your leaders love you, and it's the best era to start off in, probably. Ooh, bad luck, bad luck. Propaganda assistance, a dead card. We don't really want either of these to open with, and a radiation leak's only good if our danger is already low enough that we don't mind a radiation leak. Eternity movement's nice. Spy's good to open with, and field training we're probably not going to use. Oh, that's mean. Okay, so we want government really badly early on, because government early on will get us bureaucracy, which will be 40% extra bureaucratic points, which will make it easier to rush tanks. It won't, in the best case scenario, it can't make it any faster. Is that right? No, it'll probably make it faster. It might make it faster. So, important to note, we're aiming for fist, which means that we are dominated by heart, which means each point of heart is actually twice as many points against our fist. So 7 points of heart is actually negative 14 points to our fist rating, which is terrible. And 6 points of government is 6 points towards what we want. So this would be negative 14, then modified by 6. So this is overall, this is 8 points away from what we want. This is overall 4 points towards what we want. And this is a dominated category, which is half the value, so this is 3.5 points away, and then 2 points away, so this is 5.5 away. So this is the best option. However, we want government early on. So we're going to take the very painful option.
Yes, sir.
To boost our government so that we might get the good stuff early on. This is not what we want to see. Meritocracy is the last thing we want to boost early on. We'd really prefer government, and if not government, then fist, but we'll give our ascension speech for meritocracy.
Affirmative.
Model Design Council. Oh, this is a good spot. We're at the bottom of the map, so we're pretty safe. We can scout the roads. Always move one tile at a time. Don't move 2 hexes at a time, because if the enemy zone of control prevents you from taking a hex, you can see it ahead of time if you move 1 tile at a time. All right, two goody villages. Let's check them. Okay, 5k. So 15k population, lots. We want population pouring into our capital. If we keep the danger low, we screen enemies so they don't reach our capital, keep the happiness high, population will pour in from these villages. Also, each of these is going to have random loot. That will be nice. And we're going to inch forward. Okay, this will be the target of our rush. They're a minor regime. I would have liked to have demonstrated against the major regime, because this works against major regimes. But we did die last time. I did die last time when I tried to demonstrate it, so maybe it's for the best. Maybe it's for the best, or maybe there's a flaw in the strategy. Then again, maybe the flaw was me declaring war on the advanced AI start that was a major regime, and then not developing RPGs when I had the option to, so that their tanks could roll over me. So there may have been some amount of user error. Okay, turn 1. Always call your governor. Zone orders. Before you play any cards, use your PP for this. Budget 1 point. 1 point because it rounds up, and that's 1 point of happiness, and your max happiness is 100, so you're gaining an additive 1% happiness every turn, which is massive. Don't pay your recruits. They're loyal. They'll join you for free. Don't fire people if there's a shortage. If there's a shortage, we never see food shortages, but we'll allow emergency food anyways. How many recruits do we need? We're bringing this down to 200. So basically, every 1,100 recruits, 1,100 recruits is effectively 1 point of industrial production lost per turn, because there's a service tax that produces industrial production for you. If we look down here, our 47 production is entirely from service tax. Our population is 53. That's about 1 point of production per 1,100 people. So we're going to go down to 200, which means we lose 1 production every 5 or 6 turns, rather than more, because we're also very safe. We don't need more. If you get surrounded and your danger level starts rising, your loyalty is going to drop. You won't be able to recruit anymore. You crank this up. You crank this up, and you get the recruits while you can, but we can afford to keep it low, so we will. 200 should be safe.
Yes, sir.
Money, you're going to be money starved building on. Go to salaries. Don't pay your advisor anything. He's not worth it. We're going to lower our SHQ salary. This is more optional, but I think the extra credits are worth it. And stop paying your reserve pool. You generally want your governors happy, and you want your council directors happy. So we're going to leave that as is. People are upset, but our financial projections should be much better, because that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish points, 8-ish credits per turn is a big deal early on. We don't have 100 we don't have 100 industrial points. Such a shame. It's such a pain to start with less than 100, because your bureaucrat office requires 100. So if you have 100, you drop down the bureaucrat office, you buy enough metal that you have 200, and you have your bureaucrat office on turn 2. We aren't gonna see that dream come true in this particular start, but generally it's a good thing. It delays your rush by an entire turn, and it's only a 10-turn rush, right? It's like, if it's slow, it could take as long as 13 rounds, but 10 is about when you want to be ready to deploy your tanks. And slow bureaucrat office can slow the rush down. Okay, important to note also, we're in this batch of ruins. This is all we need for the first, I don't know, 50, 60 turns of the game. These ruins are all the resources we need. It's plenty. It gives you metal, it gives you fuel, it gives you rare metals. You got all the stuff you want. Maybe you get relics out of it. You don't need to go looking for resources. You don't need to go prospecting. We're very, very cozy here. We don't need to move. Important to remember that, because if you're in a nice place, don't sacrifice what you have for some potential gain. Ooh, Galactic Republic grade MGs are nice, and 106 credits is good, and automatas. Okay, what are automatas? Oh, yeah, these are pillboxes that we can't move. That's cool. That's like a useless spot for them, but it's pretty cool that they exist. Yeah, we're gonna drop our MGs there to screen and to try and protect these villages. Hopefully the Indies don't move around us. We're gonna continue to explore, turn on used so you can see the supply flow to our troops. We don't want to threaten them, we don't want to attack them, we just want to zone. We just want to screen so that they can't move towards us.
Prepare to get out!
Ambush and get attacked by their troops and feel pretty dumb. We'll finish our bureaucrat office this turn, that'll be good. Yeah, we'll boost the militia. You can choose not to if you really need the credits. We're not in a place where we're gonna need the credits, so generally speaking, if the enemy is far away, then you have to nationalize your transport hub to fight them. This enemy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hexes, not very far, so we don't need to nationalize our transport hub, so we can afford to do this. We could even afford to go double into militia. What's our economic projection? 21, so we're dropping 7 credits a turn. We could sell water for 36. We're not gonna do it. We'll do the 200. Why do you dislike this? Do you hate militia? Why would you hate militia? Militia are great. Gosh, okay. You generally only need 80%, but I'm gonna go up to 90% because we're playing it safe if we can help it.
Affirmative.
Reformist Society,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
can't
Roger
get
that,
good.
sir.
Not Model Design Council. We're actually gonna look for a good leader. We're gonna fish around in our recruitment. See, intelligence is the oh wow, garbage leader pool. That's fine. It's not worth picking anyone else. Then we'll just assign this terrible person or this terrible person. You don't actually need a good leader for your Model Design Council to do this. You prefer it. Go fully into Discovery and turn on. You prefer it, but it's fine if they're bad. I don't really want to raise enforcement. This is negative 0.5 because enforcement is halved in the negative, and fist is regular, and then this is 1.5 in the positive. This is half a point in the negative as well. So we're gonna let them go, and that'll make our neighbor like us more, which will give us more fist rating when we declare war, so this will balance out in our favor. Also, it's generally good not to piss your neighbors off. I usually declare war on all of them, but apparently when they're advanced AIs, that's a bad idea, so something worth keeping in mind. Radiation leak, we could afford a radiation leak. We're gonna do it because our capital isn't threatened at all. We can get away with it, and then we're gonna drop a school down. That'll raise quality of life. If there are enemies in range of your capital, you don't want to let the danger, you don't want to boost the danger any higher than you need to, because it takes a long time to degrade and it really hampers your happiness. We're totally fine where we are though. We're just gonna hold here. We just don't want them to come any closer, that's all. We're in a really strong start. I wanted to actually show you a difficult start, although the last start was a bit too difficult, but this will be fine. This will be adequate for demonstrating the armor rush. I will be able to demonstrate it without distraction, so I will see you next time when we hopefully get our tanks designed. It might take a couple of episodes. We'll see. I'll catch you when I catch you. Bye.